You're now listening to From the Jump.
Welcome to From the Jump, your source for all things hip-hop. I'm Syllable. This is my co-host,
Mr. White.
Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below saying, I subscribed, and we'll try our best to reply to your comment. And we're here to talk about K. Dot, a.k.a. Kendrick Lamar, and his latest track,
The Heart Part 5. It seems like a sleeping dragon has awoken here.
From his lair.
Yeah, like we're not exactly sure what the project is going to be like. It comes out like in a few days now or something like that.
Well, and despite the fact that TMZ even has the lockdown on like where Obama is at right now, right? They did not leak this shit first. He was keeping it so close to the chest. He came out with the Heart Part 5. Like it's the first thing Kendrick has dropped in how long?
Was it 4 years or 5 years?
Like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Since he dropped Damn. He just dropped a song with Baby Keem that got a Grammy, but at the same time, like he has not been active. He's not been doing features. No. He hasn't. People haven't even seen him. Yeah. Like you haven't even seen no like paparazzi photos of him out at the club or nothing. Like the last time we saw him was at the Super Bowl. Yeah. Where he did that performance, which we had our thoughts on. You can check that out. I wasn't very enamored by it.
Yeah, like, check out our Super Bowl reaction, halftime show in the corner of the screen. But let's jump in. So this song is celebrating black culture, but also criticizing black culture at the same time. And like, you know, the beat. Let's just pause for a second.
Yeah.
The beat.
That Marvin Gaye sample.
Yeah. This funky, soul-driven sound.
How much you think that costs? Because you know they don't like clearing samples.
1,000? You know? I don't know.
100 million? 1,000?
I don't think he's got 100 million.
I mean,
Kendrick Lamar.
Or is he like with Sting and the song that the Every Step I Take with Puff Daddy? I think Sting gets like 99% on that or 100% of the
revenue share.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, you can use that sample, but you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah. But so the beat is dope as fuck.
Insane.
Right?
Intense.
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen this music video, which we can link below, right? So Kendrick Lamar changes faces several times. He's got O.J. Simpson in there. He's got Will Smith in there. You know, he's also got Nipsey Hussle in there.
He's got Kanye. He got Juicy Smollett as well, which is a weird one, but
questionable choice.
But I kind of get it because he's talking about troubled people, right? Or people who have problems that kind of follow them more than they can handle in a lot of ways. It's like he's talking about, and people that came from the struggle, right? Like none of these people were born rich necessarily. Right. They were all people who had to acquire things through their skills, and through sometimes it's like a lot of what this song is about in general is the fact that your culture is just a part of you. Yeah. Regardless if it's toxic or not, it's just a part of you, right?
I agree. I think he went too far with the face change and stuff because
it was creepy.
I can't watch this.
It's creepy.
And hear it, right? I have to do one or the other. I'm either watching him or I'm listening to it, especially with dense lyrics like Analyze, Risk Your Life, Take the Charge, Homies Done Fuck Your Baby Mama Once You Hit the Yard. That's culture. 23-hour lockdown, then somebody called. Such a nephew was shot down, the culture's involved. I done seen N-word do 17, hit the halfway house, get out and get his brains blown out, looking to buy some weed, car washes played out, new GoFundMe, accounts proceed, a brand new victim will shatter those dreams, the culture. I'm like, you think I can watch his face changing while listening to those lyrics? No.
It's very deep, it's very dark, it's intense, it's sad. Like you can see as the video starts, like the perspective that he's taking, because he's kind of like off to an angle. Yeah. He looks disturbed. Like he looks like, you know, he's trying to unpack some shit in a therapy session. And he doesn't really, he's manic because he's like, how am I supposed to accept this at face value when this caused me so much trauma? And he's talked about stuff like this before, but you can the kind of the song and the way that it's built up, it's like almost like a panic mode type of thing, where it's like, I'm like, hey Kendrick, you all right, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we talk about mental health and stuff like that.
It reminds me of that song off Good Kid, Mad City. I forget the track, but one of the tracks he ends it with an outro where he's ad-libbing and he's saying, you know, I'm in a hotel room like screaming, and you know, reminds me like this is that moment where he is so involved. He's so conscious and aware of what's going on and the challenges that, you know, he's expressing it in this video and this song, where he's able to say, look, why is grabbing a bottle the culture? Why is getting shot the culture? Why is dealing drugs considered the culture? Like, who defined that as black culture, right? And he's pissed off about that.
Absolutely. And I mean, he should be, because I have that conflict as well, where we talked about this, like, basically either white speech, for instance, or somebody considering me being proper as not black.
Right.
And I was like, I don't like that narrative. I don't like the fact that I have to be ignorant and ghetto and all these different angry or whatever. Like, people were like expecting me to be like that, but I'm never like that. And I'm like, but why? Like, why do you think I'm like trying to put and I've been through shit tons of real black people trauma, right? But I don't put that shit on everybody else. Like, I don't think that's fair. And I also think that it's like a lot of stuff that's happening in the hood is troubling. It's not stuff that I could always be proud of and be like, hey, I remember when we jumped on that white boy and stole their liquor bottles. Like, because my homie said, oh, he called me the N-word. And I didn't know. I never verified it. But it's like, it's ignorant shit like that, where it's like, it makes me remember that how much I hated being in that space. And I'm glad that I'm out of it now. But it's like, I'm still unpacking that shit to this day, right?
Well, and so that's part of what the song's narrative is about. It's like, well, are you deserting the hood? Are you deserting your people if you leave the hood, right?
Yeah.
Who's representing them now if you're not there? But do you want to get shot like Nipsey did because he kept being part of that, right? It's this narrative, right? And you have Nas's perspective, where he still is involved, but not to the level where he's unprotected like Nipsey was, right? You know, it's a deep song. It covers a lot of different topics.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like, because if Kendrick was to turn on the culture and be like, fuck black culture, he wouldn't have the same fan base and audience that he has today. But he also knows that in leaning into that culture, he's accepting a lot of things that probably shouldn't be accepted as culture, right?
Right.
Culture should be music. It should be food.
Art.
It should be art history. It should be science, traditions and stuff like that. But it shouldn't be
language.
All of these things that we've kind of glamorized of this new black American culture, right? Like, it's stuff that we see on TV and the media that's skewing the whole culture conversation, right?
So back before,
because Migos says they're the culture, and it's like,
so like back before this podcast was video, right? When we were on iTunes, you know, that was what pissed me off when I talked about that then with you, was the fact that we have record labels that are trying to have a black stereotype of criminal behavior for what they think black culture is as that narrative for what they choose to put money behind and promote because they want to support a funnel, a pipeline into privatized prisons.
Absolutely.
Who are making money off products that they have people make in the prison. I did this when I did time, right? I was having to make products that they were selling, right? So I've seen this shit and I'm like, I see the dots. Maybe it's not all one giant big conspiracy. Maybe the last quote unquote president wasn't an alien. But I'm just saying, like, the dots between economy, race, culture, class, social constructs, hip hop, what the money is behind, and record labels, right? Yeah. This is what Kendrick's reacting. This is what Kendrick's
because you see, like, okay, just recently we got Young Thug and 28 of his people going down for a Rico. Yeah, and it's like, this has to stop. Like, we have to stop being in this space. Like, I'm okay with you being gangster and talking about the way that you lived. Cool. But let's grow past that. Let's take our money, reinvest it, get out of the hood, leave those hood ideas behind, because that wasn't just because you were raised in the hood. We talked about that. Doesn't mean you have to embody that as you walk through the rest of your life. Right. You're supposed to take what you learned there, make yourself more resourceful, and then be something else, be something better. And let's change that narrative. Let's actually make culture and not just create something that seems fun and cool, but on the backside it's dark, right? Like, we're talking about the drinking, the drug abuse, the mental and psychological, the misogyny, the bigotry. We're accepting that stuff as hip hop culture. That's not culture.
No, that's not culture.
It's not culture. It might be fun, right? Like, you hear some ignorant shit in the club, but you also got to go home and think about that shit. Like, is that really cool?
Like, this music video is sponsored by cocaine. It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah,
and it's like, come on. So I do want to put some more lyrics out here that I fucking loved. So in verse 2, Kendrick was saying, celebrate new life when it comes back around. The purpose is the lessons we learn in now. Sacrifice personal gain over everything just to see the next generation better than ours. Face your fears. Always knew that I would make it here, where the energy's magnified and persevered. Consciousness is synchronized and crystal clear. Right? It's some amazing lyrics, amazing song. I cannot wait until the album drops. Talking about Ambrosia for Heads, the best album in 2022. Okay, let Kendrick drop. Let's see what's going on.
Kendrick coming for blood. I'm sorry, like I no disrespect to the new Black Star project or the new Future project or Jack Harlow's project, which I'm pretty sure was like low mid. I'm not even really like. Give it a listen.
Well, according to Sean C, Jack Harlow's just sounding like Drake. So,
or he's even worse at this point. Because he couldn't even make use of the Drake feature. But let's not even talk about that. Let's give Kendrick his flowers, because Kendrick, although he took a long time to drop, and we always get frustrated with him because he takes his time, he delivered. He delivered something so powerful and potent. It's gonna take some time to break this down. Like I need to listen to this song more times and really and it's gonna be hard to listen to because it's in reference to my culture, right? And it's like I feel like Kendrick sometimes too, man. Like I really, I think we both have that sentiment about the way hip hop is viewed to other people, not to us. We know that it's rich and full of Nas's and Mos Defs and all of these other artists.
It's some motherfuckers at the window smudging it, looking in, and their assumptions about what it is or isn't, right? What did you guys think, and girls? What did you feel about this song? What are your favorite lyrics in there? Are you excited about the new Kendrick Lamar album dropping? Please comment below, like and subscribe, and tune in for another episode of From the Jump.
Peace.